We are joined on our Newsmaker line by Congressman Matt Van Epps, who represents Tennessee's 7th Congressional District. Welcome, Congressman Van Epps. Thanks for joining us today.
Michael, hey, so good to be on with you again. I really appreciate the time.
Fully recovered journalist and public affairs specialist Clint Brewer is here in studio as well. And
oh, awesome. Hey, Clint.
Hey, Congressman. Good to hear your voice.
So we want to congratulate you, Congressman, because the first bill, you won the special election back in December, sworn in, and the first bill that you've introduced passed the House. It's called the Major Non-NATO Ally Terror Threat Assessment Act, and it passed, I guess, just earlier this week. Congratulations.
That's right. Oh, thank you so much, Michael. I really appreciate it. I'm very proud of the team. This is a full team effort. It's a long title, the Major Non-NATO Ally Terror Threat Assessment Act. But this is a really critical piece of legislation that came out of the Counterterrorism and Intel Subcommittee of Homeland that I sit on, and then went through full Homeland Security before getting a vote on the floor this week. And this bill identifies and monitors terror threats to the United States. So these major non-NATO ally countries, so there's 20 of them. Taiwan, it doesn't have the designation, but is considered in this group. And so these partnerships enable defense trade eligibility and security cooperation, access to U.S. contracts and military financing. And so what we wanted to do with this legislation is increase oversight where there's a current gap where terrorist organizations may operate within these major non-NATO ally countries without consistent congressional visibility. So essentially, this bill has Homeland Security work with the State Department and the Director of National Intelligence to evaluate the terrorist organizations that are operating in these countries, the capabilities, whether or not they have access or are using emerging technologies, and then provide that assessment back to Congress so that we can assess what DHS capabilities are, and then to resource and fill any of those gaps. So a bit technical, but really important to our counterterrorism efforts.
Now, you are a graduate of West Point, a combat veteran. You flew helicopters in combat. I think, do you serve on the Armed Services Committee?
Not yet. We're hoping to in the next Congress.
Tell us how you got this through Congress. I mean, to get a bill passed, there are 435 members of the House.
Yeah.
You know them. Right. That's you're one of 435. It's a significant accomplishment to get a bill passed in your first year.
Well, thank you. We're really excited about it. And of the 435, we're not the newest anymore, but we're still pretty new, like the third newest. And we got this done in the first 7 months, and it really is a testament to just the teamwork and collaboration. And to your point, being the West Point experience, we've talked about this. I was there on 9/11. I was a part of the first seminar course for terrorism studies that West Point launched in 2004, and then serving in the 160th and our special operations missions provided a conducive background to work in service on the Counterterrorism and Intel Subcommittee. But I didn't start off on that subcommittee. When I came in, typically, you go through the steering committee process and you have some ability to choose what committees you want to be on. But they told me, hey, you're going to be on Homeland Security and Science, Space, and Technology, which are both great. But I didn't start off on the Counterterrorism and Intel Subcommittee. When a member left in January, it opened a seat there. And so I just went to the chairman and I made a request, and he granted that for me to be on that subcommittee where this bill originated. And I think part of it is the subcommittee staff on counterterrorism and intel is just exceptional. And we took an approach where we said every single day, every time that we can engage with the Homeland Security Committee, we're going to show up, we're going to be present, we're going to stay for the full committee hearings if they're 5 hours long. We're going to be prepared and ask good questions of witnesses and really just dive into the process and be a good team player. And I think they saw that of our full team. And this critical bill started there. We worked with the subcommittee staff, and they worked with us to get a markup in the subcommittee. It moved then to the full committee, got marked up there and got that vote that moved it to the floor. And then to get on the floor for a vote, that's a Leader Scalise decision.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
It's a big deal. Yeah, it's a very big deal. It's a very big deal. And so very grateful for Leader Scalise and giving us the opportunity to get this bill out on the floor. And so really all around a great team effort.
Congressman Van Epps, Clint Brewer has a question for you.
Congressman, congratulations on the bill. It's a very astute and complex piece of legislation, and it's obviously very needed. What was the genesis of the bill? Is this something you were aware of from your military experience? Is this an issue that's been out there for a long time and just needed somebody like you to step up and address it? How did it happen?
Yeah, Clint, great question. It really started with the subcommittee staff on counterterrorism and intel. And this team of folks who really dive into the counterterrorism and intel issues. And so they brought it to our attention, and then our team worked with them and dug into it, and it became the bill that it is today that got passed. But we, as a part of this work on this subcommittee, we showed up, and I try to get at least a classified briefing once a week when I'm here. Some of those are organic in the hearings that we have, and if not, then I try to just go down and go down to the SCIF and work with the subcommittee staff and to understand current issues, emerging issues, and that's part of the just diving in that engagement that we set out as an objective from working with the Homeland Security team and being present, and that was a component of it, where we wanted to build strong relationships, but also leverage my background and the office's background. My team here has experience on the Homeland Security Committee, and so we wanted to leverage all of that, working with the subcommittee staff to get to an issue that we thought was critical, a gap that we thought we could solve in this Congress, and so that led to this bill. And a lot of credit goes to the Counterterrorism and Intel Subcommittee staff. That subcommittee is led by August Pfluger, who is a great member. He is the Republican Study Committee, the RSC chair. He's out of Texas. He was an F-22 pilot, Air Force Academy guy. So I give him a hard time for that, being a West Point guy. But he's truly an exceptional leader and leads an incredible staff there that helped us get this done.
You mentioned a word there, Congressman, a SCIF. What's a SCIF, and why do you have to go into a SCIF to read documents, and what's it like being in a SCIF?
Absolutely. So the SCIF is where all of the classified information is able to be viewed and processed, sensitive compartmented information facility. And you can't have your phone when you go in. You got lock boxes outside, any electronic devices. And, I was familiar with that from my time in the Army, my time in 160th. And so we're able to review information that comes from the intelligence community and things like this bill that we drove and some of the background information, though the bill is, of course, is unclassified but being able to review the information, the intelligence, work with the subcommittee and drive these kind of things is just critically important. It is, and Michael, we've talked about this, and based on my background, wanting to take a national security lens and focus to the things we do is really important to me. It's important to our district and state and country. And that's the approach we've taken with Homeland Security, but also with the Science, Space, and Technology Committee, which is focused on AI and quantum and future technology, emerging technology.
You're right at the center of all these things. Congressman Van Epps, are you ready for the big question?
I'm ready. I am ready.
You're halfway home, past the House, but it doesn't become a bill until the Senate passes it and the President signs it. What's going to happen with this bill in the Senate, and is anybody in the Senate going to help you out?
Well, we're working on that part right now to get the companion legislation moved. We've got some thoughts on that, and that is the objective: is get the companion piece of legislation in the Senate, get it pushed through. I mean, we believe this is common sense, and we're working with folks there, and then we hope to get it to the president's desk, and would love to be in the Oval Office when he signs it, and can take some pictures and bring that pen back too. But that's our objective. That is absolutely objective.
The relationship between the House and the Senate these days is a little bit dicey.
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to overcome that, you think?
I think, Michael, I think with this kind of legislation, I think we can. It really is, like I said, it's common sense, and it's really important. It fills and solves for a critical gap. And I think there are a lot of national security minded Republicans in the Senate that are interested in this kind of work. I'll give you an example. Senator Cotton reached out to us on a bill that he led in the Senate that we are now leading in the House that would authorize, train, and equip commercial operators of critical infrastructure locations to do counter UAS, counter drone.
So you've established relationships in the Senate. We're hoping
that's right.
that it passes the Senate, you get it signed by the president in the Oval Office, and next time you're
Yes,
back
sir.
in the district, please come in studio. Congressman Matt Van Epps, thank you so much for joining us
Sure.
today.
Well, Michael, thank you. Clint, good to talk to you. Appreciate what you all do.
All right, thanks. Congressman Matt Van Epps.
Bye.
Pretty sharp to get